the intergalactic volcano atmospheres. Oops. Change something? Okay. Now I'm looking around. And she made me, up! Oh.
Oh no!
Up!
You fell down because there was a hole. I didn't finish it yet.
Well, dang it. Live and learn. Let's see. Can I jump on this cookie? Okay. So now I'm on the cookie. Does it go? Hold on. Can't. It doesn't work. Hold on. How come my cookie is not writing? You are awesome that you visited my game and played it. You are awesome that you made this fantastic cookie lava ride game. I love it. Okay. Okay. So let's see. What I'd like to do, ladies and gentlemen, let's go. Okay. I need a window capture. I need to add as you can see, I'm working here on. I'm trying to have some kind of educational element for each thing that I do here. So this is this is. I'm trying to play Roblox more. I've actually used Roblox Studio more. There we go. Window capture. Then I have Roblox, but I'm trying to learn it for my daughter. Wants me to play it with her. Mm. Okay. But at the same time, it's like I need to review the stream at some point, right? But there's environmental crisis going on, and the whole United States is going to be insolvent and bankruptcy because of all the nuclear pollution, right? So I've got to have my learning materials here to refresh my memory. I had not worked on environmental issues in the United States since I left for China. As working in China as a U.S. citizen working in China, uh, concerned about the environment in China. But unless I become a Chinese citizen, it was really not my business, right? But here in the United States, I was born in the United States. My paternal grandmother was in South Georgia and Alabama before South Georgia and Alabama existed, when it was Indian territory. Our DNA history proves that. So, United States, Johnny come lately as they are, our residency on the continent going back 300 years. We were here before this country was here. Yeah. So we should have a say in its destruction, its demise. Okay, so speak. Let's say. Hope this works.
The Savannah River Site, SRS,
that's
is a
great.
U.S. Department of Energy DOE reservation in the United States in the state of South Carolina, located on land in Aiken, Allendale, and Barnwell counties adjacent to the Savannah River,
Okay,
25 miles, 40 kilometers, southeast of Augusta, Georgia. The site was built during the 1950s to refine nuclear materials for deployment in nuclear weapons. 1. It covers 310 square miles, 800 square kilometers, and employs more than 10,000 people.
It's
It
a
is owned
television
by the US Department
revolution.
of Energy,
Okay.
DOE. The
Wow, she's
management and
built this
operating
big shadow.
contract is held by Savannah River Nuclear Solutions LLC, SRNS, a partnership between Fluor Corporation,
Okay, so
Newport News Nuclear, Incorporated, a subsidiary of Huntington Ingalls
let's try
Industries,
speed
and
50.
Honeywell International, 2, and the Integrated Mission Completion Contract. including the former scope of the Liquid Waste Operations
How do I
contract,
get the shadow
is
path
held by
again?
Savannah
I got it
River
here.
Mission Completion, which is a team of companies led by BWX Technologies,
Okay.
Ecom,
So,
and Fluor. 3. A major focus is cleanup
Light
activities
path,
related to
light
work done in the
path.
past for American nuclear buildup. Currently none of the reactors on site are operating. See list of nuclear reactors, although 2 of the
How do I
reactor
go
buildings
up?
are being
Where?
used to consolidate and store nuclear materials. SRS is also home to the Savannah River National Laboratory and the
My
United
people
States'
came.
only operating radiochemical separations facility. Its tritium facilities are also the United States' only
More
source of
people came.
tritium,
Look,
an
there's
essential
more
component
people.
in nuclear
yeah.
weapons. The United States' only mixed
playing our
oxide fuel,
game.
MOX, manufacturing
That's
plant
okay.
was being constructed at SRS, but construction was
But they like
terminated in
us.
February 2019. 4. Construction was overseen by the National Nuclear Security Administration. The MOX facility was intended to convert legacy weapons-grade plutonium into fuel suitable
Oh,
for
your
commercial
phone?
power
Okay,
reactors.
help.
5.
I made you
Future
this
plans for the
obby.
site cover a wide range of options,
you this
including host to
obby.
research reactors, a reactor park for power generation, and other possible uses. Doe and its corporate partners are watched by a combination of local, regional and national regulatory agencies and citizen groups. Sign near entrance to the Savannah River
I can't
site.
see anymore.
History. In 1950, the federal
Here I
government
am.
requested that DuPont build and operate a
Can you come
nuclear
back?
facility near the Savannah River in
Ah,
South
fell.
Carolina.
Oh
The
no.
company had expertise in
I forgot
nuclear
to hold down the
operations,
thing, and
having
that made
designed
me.
and built the
Oh, wait a
plutonium
second. I can
production
still
complex at the
build it?
Hanford
Okay,
site
good.
for the Manhattan Project
Okay.
during
All
World
right.
War
All
II.
right. Huh?
A large
I'm
portion
learning.
of farmland, the towns of Allentown and
Fascinating.
Dunbarton, and several other communities, including Mayors Mill, Lee, Robbins, and Hawthorne were bought under eminent domain, and the site of 310 square miles, 800 square kilometers, became the Savannah River site, managed by the U.S. Atomic Energy Commission. Biologists from the University of Georgia, led by Professor Eugene Odum, began ecological studies of local plants and animals in 1951, creating Savannah River Ecology Laboratory, SREL, and plant construction began. Production of heavy water for site reactors started in the Heavy Water Rework Facility in 1952, and the first production reactor, R-reactor, went critical in 1953. P, L, and K reactors followed in 1954, and the first irradiated fuel was discharged. F. Cunnion, the world's first operational full-scale Burux separation plant, began
Are you up here on the
radioactive
purple one?
operations on the 4th of November. Burux, plutonium and uranium extraction, extracted plutonium and uranium products from materials irradiated in the reactors. In 1955, C reactor went critical. The first plutonium shipment left the site. H. Canyon, a chemical separation facility, began radioactive operations. Permanent tritium facilities became operational, and the first shipment of tritium to the Atomic Energy Commission, EC, was made. In 1956, the construction of the basic plant was complete. Nobel Prize. The neutrino was discovered by Fred Rayines and Clyde Cowan using the flux from P reactor, with confirmation published in the 20th of July 1956 issue of Science. Rayines was awarded the 1995 Physics Nobel Prize. Cowan had already died. In 1961, the IC established a permanent ecology laboratory on the site. 2 army barracks were converted into laboratory space for the scientists. The next year, the University
I
of
tilted
Georgia
this
hired a
crooked.
full-time staff with doctoral degrees to expand the research effort.
Where's
Known
Kudawacha?
initially as their Laboratory of Radiation Ecology, it was renamed in the mid-1960s the Savannah River Ecology Laboratory, reflecting the broad spectrum of the
Hey, there you
ecological
are. Hey, what's
studies
going on?
carried out on the
You like
site.
my outfit?
In 1962, the Heavy Water Components Test Reactor, HWCTR, went into operation,
Can we put on
testing
different
the heavy water system
outfits?
for use with civilian power reactors. In 1963, receiving
Look,
basic
I got
or
the
off-site
octopus
fuels,
outfit.
the BOF received its first shipment of off-site spent nuclear fuel.
How do I
That
put them
same
off?
year, curium-244 was produced as a heat
Oh,
source
okay.
for
So I just
space
jump in the
exploration.
lava. That's easy
This
enough.
was the first full-scale conversion of an SRP reactor load to non-weapons materials. R reactor and
Why am I
HWCTR
floating
were
back?
shut down in 1964. In 1965, Californium-252,
Maybe I've got the magic
the heaviest
anti-lava
isotope
power
produced at
now.
SRP, was separated as a byproduct of the Curium program. Beginning in 1969, Californium-252 was made in a separate production program.
Okay.
Palames.
Oh,
Following the
come on, let's have some oatmeal.
1966 Palames B-52 crash, the Savannah River site received contaminated
All right, let's see
soil
how
from
you
the
do on the game. I
environmental
want to watch
cleanup
you
and
for a while instead of
remediation.
just watching me.
Soil with radiation
your
contamination
skills.
levels above 1.2 megabecquerels/m2 was placed in 250-liter, 66 US gallon drums and
Okay,
shipped to the
hold on,
Savannah
hold on.
River plant for burial. A total
gotta-
of 2.2 hectares,
Okay, she's gonna take
5.4
control of my
acres,
character now.
was decontaminated
It's awesome.
by this technique, producing 6,000 barrels. 17 hectares, 42
Don't give
acres
this
of land
crazy
with lower
thing
levels
now.
of contamination was mixed to a depth of 30 centimeters, 12 in, by harrowing and ploughing. On rocky slopes with contamination above 120 kilobecquerels/m2, the soil was removed with hand tools and shipped to the United States in barrels. In 1968,
Dad, I'm
L
flying.
reactor was shut down for upgrades, and in 1971, K
Wow.
reactor
Flying,
became the
Dad.
first
Cool,
reactor
fly.
to be controlled by computer. The site was designated as a National Environmental Research Park in 1972. L reactor facility, L area, Savannah River site, September 16th, 1982. 1977 saw the startup of the plutonium fuel
Very
fabrication
delicious.
PUF
Raspberry and
facility.
blueberry.
The Savannah River Archaeological
Oatmeal.
Program, SRAP, was established on site in 1978 to perform data analysis of prehistoric and historic sites on
stay with
SRP
me.
land.
Don't leave
Leadership.
me.
In
Don't leave
1981,
me.
an environmental
Please don't eat
cleanup
me, Kindly
program
Crab
began.
family.
I'm gonna eat
Area
it.
settling
Help!
basin cleanup began under the Resource Conservation and Recovery Act, RCRA. The Heavy Water Rework Facility was closed in 1982. Construction of
That'll
the
take a
Defence
while.
Waste Processing Facility, DWPF, began in 1983.
Yeah.
Wackenhut Services Incorporated, WSI, began providing security support services at SRP.
Savannah
In
River's up in
1985,
Augusta.
HB Line began
Okay, I'm
producing
gonna leave.
plutonium
You join the game that
238
you want me
in
to
NASA's
go
Deep
to,
Space
and then
Exploration
I'll
Program.
join you by
The
clicking
reactor
on your
was restarted and C
the
reactor
join
shut down.
button.
A full-scale groundwater remediation system constructed in M area. Construction of Saltstone and of the replacement tritium facility began in 1986. In 1987, DuPont notified Doe that it would not continue to operate and manage the site. The Effluent Treatment Project, ETP, construction began.
I
In
wanna pause
1988,
this for just
K,
a second.
LNP reactors were shut down. An effluent treatment facility.
But basically, Einstein, said E equals mc squared. So what this is all about is like, they're studying nuclear
Dad,
physics.
I got the money pool.
They got the mass energy
I got the
equivalence.
money pool. Dad, look, I got the money pool.
All right. Now the discoveries and properties of the chemical elements revealed that there were some unstable elements that they called radioactive, and usually they have a large nucleus made up of protons and neutrons. Those are there are things down there we don't understand very well, so we give them a name, protons and neutrons, but they're actually like, quarks, small. There's stuff, down there small. We can't see it or measure it. It's so small or whatever. But if you have an unstable nuclei and equals mc squared, that means you can release nuclear energy, right? And it's extremely huge because why? Well, C, for example, and E equals mc squared. What does it equal? It equals 300 million meters per second. Now, let's say, if you square that, think how many zeros are in 300 million meters. Well, there's 6 zeros in a million, so you add 2 more. That's 8 zeros. That's 300 million, right? You square that. Just like 10 times 10, you have a 0 and a 10, a 0 and a 10. You square it, you have 2 zeros. If you have 8 zeros, you square it, you have 16 zeros. So 300 million times 300 million, we would often say 9e16, which is a convenient way. What is that? Since we count by thousands to understand the mass energy equivalence, we group our numbers in groups of 3, right? So when you have a crap load of zeros, what do you do? Well, you divide by 3 and look at a remainder, right? It's going to be a remainder of 1 or a remainder of 2. So 16 divided by 3 is 5, the remainder of 2. Now, since we don't get to a million until we have 1,000 thousands, right? If we have 5 groups of 3, which is what that is, 5 groups of 3, that's going to be quadrillion, right? But there's a remainder, remember? So we've got a 9 and another 0, 90 quadrillion. So c squared and E equals mc squared is always the same number. We would say 9e16, which would mean 9 times e to the 16th power. Or you could say it in regular English, which would be 90 quadrillion meters squared per second squared. That's the physical unit of the square of the speed of light in MKS units, metric. Okay, so we're getting to this nuclear physics thing. All right, so let's just take a simple example. For comparative purposes, and you'll see why I do this. There's a conversion for tons of TNT to units of energy, which are joules. All right, which is close to 4e12, 4 times 10 to the 12th power. And that's why I'm going to work with 60. The Hiroshima bomb had, I think, 64 kilograms. Okay, and a 15 kiloton yield. All right, I'm going to have to go wipe her butt. So let me see. Do I have intermission? No, let me do my be right back. Okay, awesome. All right, so I'll be right back. I'm gonna fix it for you. Oops. Hold on. Let me get that back in place here. Mm. There she goes. Okay. All right. You've joined a world, let's see. I should be able to join you. Hold on folks, I'm
Join me.
view profile. Let me go back to live scene. Okay. Join.
I don't want you to be kidnapped by anyone because oh, so sad. I miss you.
Okay, just I know this is a little bit, especially in the United States, and especially in Georgia. Like Georgia, the math and science level is moved to number 30 in the nation. So what I'm talking about may seem a little bit confusing, but it's actually, by most standards, it's very simple. And my approach to education is like, for doing something, I watch children all the time struggling with powers of 10. And why not, use it for something that impacts your life, which is the destruction of the planet by nuclear weapons. All right. So I'm presenting an article here of oh, you have 15 seconds to survive the killers. What do I have to do? Oh no, help! How do I build?
You're in a base.
Am I safe here? How do I build it up? Oh, godly sword, mega gun.
Hammer or X? Hammer.
A hammer. Okay. So stairs I can build.
Can you break anything?
Oh, she's gonna help me. Oh, I don't want to say. All right. So, yeah, Einstein was saying E equals mc squared. Energy is equal to the mass times the square of the speed of light. And where I left off was with the square of the speed of light, which is like 90 quadrillion or 9 E16. Why? Because the speed of light is 300 million meters per second. If we do this, and this is all leading up to something, is how to understand what E is and how to compare it to some, say, the explosion of a given nuclear device. Okay, so, all right. So I get my hammer.
Build. Do you want to jump and be with me? Do you
Well,
want
I'm
to be with me?
Sure. Whatever you want, dear. Just tell me. I can't
This is
stop.
my base. Oh no, Chico! Just please help me!
I'm trying to jump.
You're not moving.
Okay. Thank you. Oh, here come the horrible. They're coming to get me. Help!
I'm just saying.
Oh well. Oh well. I'll just reincarnationalize, just like I do in Macarena. Okay, 37 seconds to survive. Okay, now where are you, sweetie? I'm waiting for you.
Let's tell all the Roblox players.
Okay. All right. The speed of light is 300 million meters per second. Now, a million has 6 zeros, right? That's 1,000 thousandths, right? So we know we have a million when we have our first thousand of thousands, right? The second thousands of a thousand is a billion. Third thousand of thousands. So really, when you have groups of zeros, you're going to count from 0, 1, 2, 3, like that. And that'll become clear why that's useful in a minute. But 300 million meters per second, that's going to be 6 zeros with 2 more zeros, right? 8 zeros. So as you square that, you got a 9 out front, and you just add the zeros together, and you got 16 zeros. So you got 9E16. Now, how to read that as just a regular number, what do? Oh, okay, here, I came out. Oh, there you are. Hold on. How do I do it? Okay, let me try to survive here before the monsters come. Alright.
I'm gonna help.
I can't. I'm having trouble making something. It's going
Please
boom boom.
jump with me.
God help.
Please,
Please.
please. I'm trying to help you. Fine, okay.
All right. So okay.
I'm
Not
trying
far.
to help you.
Okay. Well, it doesn't help me to get angry at me and scream at me. There's an alien standing on my head, jumping on my head. Yeah, try again. It's alright. It's a skill, dear. It takes practice. We don't just instantly win. And see, I can't even play the game. I don't know. I don't know how to fight or... Let's see. Godly Sword probably cost Roblox. No, cancel it. See, I don't have that. Alright, so... okay. Oh, they're about to get you too. Oh, that's too bad. She's. I'm watching her on the other screen. Yeah. Okay. So,
I survived.
9E16. Good.
You want to be with me?
Yeah, I do. Let me try to find her. Alright. I wish I see. I don't know how to play it, dear.
Let me help you.
Alright.
I
No.
said let me help you.
Yeah, that's fine. Alright. So, she's at the helm now. I don't know how to create the blocks. Would be good if we could go slow enough for me to learn the fundamentals. Up. Okay. Oatmeal's pretty good. So I eat it off the desktop. No, that's alright. A little bit of Lysol doesn't hurt me, I don't think. Well, maybe it does. I don't know. Usually I spray the baby's tabletop with some disinfectant. And I'm wiping it down. Getting the oatmeal up. But sometimes if I immediately drop the oatmeal, I'll just... It's pretty good. Tasty. Yep. Stir this up a little bit. Eat it before it gets cold, right? Okay, working on that. Okay, it's just saving me this time. Yeah. Wow. Joy. Let me see if I can get a better shot of our situation. Wow. This is what I call a daughter right here. Saving the old man. Alright. So 9E16. What do you do with 16 zeros so you can read that normally? Well, you divide it by 3 because that's the way we do. Oh, how do you get this nucleon
Because
photon?
I got more money than you.
Oh, how did you get those coins? Because I haven't been paying the Roblox subscription thing since I came home from the school. I don't have that much money. I can't buy. I ain't got that kind of money. Oh, my goodness. So I can hit with this thing now by clicking? Yeah. Ah, 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 ah. Yeah, there were choppy, 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 choppy. Okay. So 9E16. Divide by 5, but divide by 3, right? And you're going to get 5 with a remainder of 1, right? So that's going to be quadrillion because you count from 0. There's 3 zeros, and then you add another 3 zeros before you get 1 million. Another 3 zeros, you get a billion, right? Because you count 1,000 thousands and 1,000 thousand thousands like that. And that's why it's offset like that. So if I see 5 groups of 3, I automatically know it's quadrillion, not quintillion, right? But quadrillion, right? But there's a remainder of 1 with a 9 out in front of it. That means that there's a 0 with a 9 out in front of it. So that's the units then. It's for the speed of light. You're going to square it, and you're going to have 90 quadrillion meters squared per second squared. right? And then you just have to multiply by the mass. You got a 9 out front there. That's 9e16. And just for, quadrillion, those complicated words are really not as in terms of fast computation in your head, like I'm doing. The when I say e16, it just says that means times 10 to the 16th power, which means that there's 16
Dad,
zeros
let's
out
go
there.
up.
That's how big it is.
Dad, let's go up.
Okay, hold on. Oh, I've got to focus here. I don't want to fall, dear. I'm scared.
And okay, keep going.
Oh,
Don't be scared, Dad.
yeah, well, I'm not scared of falling. I'm scared that you're going to be angry at me for falling. Don't want you to do that. Wish you would not be angry at Daddy. I know Mommy gets angry a lot, but she eats a lot of what's called inflammatory foods, and it makes her cranky. Constantly eating fast food, right? Really hurts your health and well-being. The guy on what I almost fell off again. The guy on Super Size Me. That's a great movie. Everyone should see that. It's like they discovered by a study that the symptoms of fast food consumption are those of acute alcoholism, right? So you can imagine if you live with a person that just lives on fast food,
I'll help you,
what
Daddy.
it's like living with a alcohol abuser. Uh, wow. I like the view from up here. It's nice. Why don't you make a big platform now that we could just bask in the sun or something instead of doing all this risky stuff. Could you make a big platform?
Oh, yes, I can.
Then I feel safer, right? See, people have built a castle up here. It's very nice.
I got flower pots.
Is this your? Did you make all this? Really? Are you? Yeah, sure. Okay. Roblox. Awesome. Oh wow! It's like a kitchen, sort of, or laboratory. Here we are. Are the zombies gonna come up here? The aliens?
No.
Okay, good. 32 seconds. Okay, so I can just relax. La la la. I'll practice my moo if I'm in the mood for it. But yeah, let's take a 60 kilogram mass. Now, if I multiply meter squared, something with units, meter squared per second squared, by something with kilograms, I get kilogram meters per second squared, and that's what we have for units of energy. We give those the name of the person who was involved in discovering them, named joules, Joules, joules. Units of energy. For example, you turn your gas stove to get watts. That's about, I think, 2,500 joules per second. Watts are joules. Kilogram meters per second squared. Kilograms meter squared per second squared, to be very clear. We just say J, right? Joules, about 2,500 per second. That's going to be, we call those watts. And I think there's some dude named Watts as well. A friend of mine is named Adrian Watts before she got married. Oh, but anyway, so I got a 9 out front and 16 zeros, and I multiply that by 60 kilogram mass. That's going to be 17 zeros, right? And 6 times 9 is 54. So you've got 54 and 17 zeros. So you divide that, and you've got 5 groups of 3 zeros with a remainder of 2. $54, right? 54, well, that would be what? 5 quintillion, 400 quadrillion joules of energy. Now, we've got our first result. According to E equals mc squared, for a 60 kilogram mass, the total nuclear energy, the theoretical nuclear energy, according to E equals mc squared, that's what we just got. We took it 60 and multiplied it by 9e17, and we got 9e16, and we got 54e17. Right. Is that right? 5. All right. Now, why did I choose 60? Well, we had 64 kilograms in the Hiroshima bomb, I think, of oh God. All right. So I just chose 60 because it's close to that. And we had a 15 kiloton yield when the bomb went off. Now, think of a test. Say that we're about to calculate E experimental versus E theoretical, right? So in the numerator of our fraction, we're going to grade the weapon. Like, how good a conversion to energy did we get? What is the how do you rate the Hiroshima bomb in terms of yield? Well, it had 15 kiloton yield, right? And 4E12 is close to, it's like 4.184 E12 is the conversion factor to convert kilotons of TNT to joules, right? So I want a 4.1884 E12 is the exact number. I don't want to use that. I just want to use 4 because 4.1, I mean, it's close enough. You'll get the point when I get done with the computation. But I'll just say 4 E12 times 15 is going to be 60 E12 or 6 E13. So in the numerator, I've got a 6, and the denominator I've got a 5.4, and then times 10 to the something, times 10 to the 17, and in the numerator the I've got 13, right? E13. Now I'll go over that again. I have a 15 kiloton yield, but I don't want kilotons, I want joules, because in the denominator I have units of energy, joules. All right. So I'm telling you, you shouldn't take my word for it, but there's a conversion factor where I get there's basically a one-to-one correspondence. Like you say, the way you do this is you say a kiloton has how many joules, and it turns out that it's a kiloton of TNT, the energy measurement. Is, and this is just what I read somewhere, I don't know, go look it up, make sure it's right. Criticize me if it's wrong. I don't think it is. But if I want joules in the numerator, right, I've got this thing on the left hand side. I've got 1 kiloton of TNT. Boom, right, that's a lot of is equal to 4.184 E12 joules of energy, right? So I'm just going to round that to 4, right? And then I divide both sides of that equation, which is 1 kiloton equals 4.184 joules, or 4 E12 joules. Divide both sides by the kiloton. And then the kiloton unit is in the denominator. right? So I have a 15 kiloton yield. I want to convert that to joules. I multiply by 4 and get 60. The kiloton in the denominator unit cancels out with the kiloton in the numerator, and I'm left with a joules unit. Please, if there's a physicist out there that sees some error that I'm pretty sure this is right. Not a practice. Four times 15, right? 60, right? 60 E12, that's going to be 6 E13. Or 6 with 13 zeros, over 5.4 with 17 zeros, right? All right, now you may notice if I have, I can take the, I've got a product in the numerator and a product in the denominator, and there's a common factor of 6 there, and of course 6 will factor out, but then in the denominator I can factor out a 6 from 5.4, leaving 9/10. You can check the arithmetic if you want. 6 times 9/10 is actually 5.4. Alright. So that gives me 1 divided by 9/10, which is equal to 10/9, which is of course 1.1. Now since all the zeros in the denominator outnumber the zeros in the numerator by 4, because I've got 13 in the numerator, 17 in the denominator. So I've got my final result, which is going to be our grade, how much nuclear energization did we actually get. So this is the grade, right? The theoretical E is 5.4 E17, and the kiloton yield, the experimental release of energy, is 6 E13. Okay, so that's actually 1.1, and what if you have 13 in the numerator, 17 in the denominator, zeros, right? When all the 10s cancel out, you're left with 10 to the minus 4 power. So that's a percentage. The result is 1.1 times 10 to the minus 4. That's our grade, which indicates that out of one, like if you could score 1 point on a test, this nuclear energy that was released is 1.1 10,000ths of that. So it's like F minus. Right. So actually, today's thermonuclear weapons, if you had a piece of paper and you put a big thermonuclear weapon mushroom cloud on that piece of paper, you would actually need a magnifying glass to see the Hiroshima bomb, right? And in terms of E, how much energy it got out, 1/10,000th of 1%. So it's a big endeavor to get this out. And do you really want to do that? Well, no. Bad sport. You just got a little bit. And, I think we need to come to a stage where we realize that any elementary school student could design a nuclear weapon, because really what you do is all you have to do is get some chunks of uranium big enough to get what's called a supercriticality. Now, and hold them together and just get a little tiny bit of energy out of that, and that blows up a city. Levels it, right? So, and you can look it up on Wikipedia. I take my word for it. The first, I guess it's the Fat Man is the first implosion bomb, but the the little boy, all it really consists of is you have like you want to put two pieces of uranium together, right? You want to slam them together really hard. You want them touching each other over a larger surface area. right, to get more possibility of a chain reaction. Uh, um, Now, just to get into what's happening here, is when you have some unstable nuclei, when they decay, that means that they break up into some fission products. Some particles, like alpha particles, will come out um, in the decay process that are like tiny little bullets. It's like they're helium nuclei. They will shoot out and they have a potential to split other atoms. So supercriticality is where you have so much of this uranium material in contact with each other, very close contact with each other, that there are enough of these nuclei together to get cascade of, one atom splits, 3 neutrons go out, they split 3 more, and it's 3 times 3 times 3 times 3 times 3, right? And then all of a sudden a lot of energy comes out. A lot of energy by human life standards, like you couldn't be near that, you would be instantly killed. But not a lot of energy compared to the theoretical energy bound up in a unit of mass. As I just demonstrated, if you said that if you took the I think it's the Hiroshima bomb that has 64 kilograms of fissionable material, and then I haven't looked at this in a long time. You've got your speed of light squared is going to be 9e16. Times 60 is going to be 54e17.
Oh, six.
And with
Six.
this noise,
Six
sometimes
people need to
I'm-
play this game.
All right, that's cool. But you get your speed of light squared and just multiply it by 60, and then that's your theoretical energy that's there, and then your kiloton yield. You multiply that times 4, and that converts it to a joules yield. You put that in the numerator, and that gets you the result of 10 to the 1.1 times 10 to the minus 4, which is 1/10,000th of 1% of the E of E equals mc squared. All right, now, is it cold?
I'm burped.
Okay.
I mean,
How's your oatmeal? I need to heat it up.
no, I'm full.
Okay.
Because I burped.
Okay. Well, we should eat all the oatmeal, because then we're gonna grow strong and big and everything like that. It's so comfy up here with you. I really like what you've done here with this interior design. And this, look, she's got a lamp set up, and we just don't have to worry about aliens at all, unless they come down with a flying saucer, which I don't think they're gonna do that.
Because they fell down.
Yeah. Now, yeah. So a simple nuclear weapon, it's like you take a cannon, and you put like a receiver. What was done, I think, with that bomb. Don't take my word for it. You look on the Wikipedia page. Your receiver piece of uranium or whatever is going to receive a cylinder at high impact of uranium. So you're going to assemble those two together via a cannon. So the bomb really just is a cannon. You generate an explosive charge that drives your uranium slug down a barrel into a receiver, and because it's all okay. There's rising lava. Do we have to go higher?
Yes.
Okay, we'll build it up higher, man.
No, I'm on something higher.
Okay, so do I need to get up there?
Yes.
All right. Okay. Wow, that was. Oh, it went down.
Yeah, we survived.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh, yeah, we're the best ones.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. We're the best ones. Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Oh,
Okay.
yeah, oh, yeah,
So
oh, yeah,
you take
yeah,
a chunk of uranium, and basically what you're doing is you're slamming the two pieces of uranium together, and the totality of the mass is going to be enough for supercriticality, where you're going to get a runoff of energy release. One nuclei, it's a cascade where one nuclei splits and three neutrons split three additional ones, and they split three additional ones, and the amount of nuclear energy starting to come out becomes really, 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 it runs away. It becomes really, really huge. And so,
This is where I put my diamonds and gold.
all right, I want to keep my diamonds there. Can I do that? Oh, that's okay. Don't worry about crayons. I'll pick them up later. The crayon box fell. Oh, you want to pick them up? Oh, that's wonderful. She's growing up. She's turning into a responsible remember of society. She remembers to pick up her crayons. But yeah, one of the positions I'm taking is that well, first of all, on this stream, I'd like to get towards what tritium is and why they're so interested in getting it. And I'm not the first and foremost. I haven't studied this stuff in years, so I'm very concerned about it. But you take your simple atom bomb is where you take two pieces of uranium and you have a cannon that has a closed end. So you blast a slug of uranium into a uranium receiver. They hit each other at high impact, and there's no place for them to go for a brief moment. And what comes out is like 1.1 e to the minus 4 units of the total theoretical nuclear energy.
Dad, do you want to go in my money pool?
Sure.
Yeah? Dad, do you want to go in my money
Yeah,
pool?
yeah. Just take me there, dear. Show me where to go.
Yeah, in there. See? Yeah, in my money pool.
All right, that's cool. I need a money pool. Maybe if I wash in it, I'll get lots of money.
That's why I use this money bag.
So yeah, the big problem, the obstacle, the first thing that Einstein thought is, well, it's not really feasible for a weapon, because what he envisioned was something like, well, you take the two pieces of uranium and you slam them together, but you surround it with a big thing of concrete. Okay.
I'm Sonic.
All right. What do you want me to do, dear?
I'm Sonic.
I'll do it. Whatever it is, you just tell me.
Sonic.
All right.
Because
That's
I
very,
have a speed cool.
very cool.
Ah!
You fell. Can you come back? You have to. Don't let the killers get you. You have 37 seconds. Okay. Good. Good.
I'm gonna go fast as I can.
She's. If you could see her, she's building a new tower. She was jumping around. She fell off. Wait. Take your time, dear. Don't. Yeah, I think you're doing good. You could go off way off to the side and then come back when you see where you need to go. Okay. So yeah, I'm pretty. Don't take my word for it. Go look it up. But Einstein was like, what he envisioned, I think, is that you could sail a ship, right? Now the boat that you're sailing into a harbor or whatever, inside it you would have these two pieces of uranium, like inside this sealed cannon, and then the whole inside of the boat would be filled with cement surrounding that. And then when you set off that that charge there, you get a little bit of nuclear energy out, and then it's like the concrete is nothing compared to the magnitude of the blast, right? So it just blows away the concrete enclosure. But see, that limits the feasibility of the weapon. And this is what, when scientists were talking about, are these weapons feasible? It's like, do we have an airplane that can carry something really heavy? That was the concern. And so they were always focused on coming up with ways to get more of a yield of energy, nuclear energy, released suddenly for a nuclear weapon.
Dad, watch this.
Okay. with a lower weight of a device, right? But the problem is when you start releasing.
I hear something. It's Chica.
Okay.
I know Chica is bad. Let's put Chica to jail.
Oh, we'll do it. Okay. Okay. So,
Let's put all the bad characters to jail.
yeah, we'll do it. I'll just sit here in my money bath, and then they step over here. I'm gonna smack them with my what is it? Godly,
Sword.
my godly sword. Yeah. Yeah. I'm ready.
Me too.
I'm standing guard. That's what I'm doing. So it's kind of, there's sort of like a general propaganda. It's like to assuage the public fear that, oh, it's real sophisticated to make a nuclear weapon. Yeah, you try to get more of this energy yield out. It can
Let's play
get pretty
another
sophisticated.
game.
Okay, okay. It can get really sophisticated, but in principle, it's really easy. Any elementary school kid, if you can say energy is equal to mass times the speed of light squared, right? Very simple. You just multiply that out, and then you get some results. Okay, so I'm leaving now. Let's say leave, leave. All right.
My base just
Mm,
and a cookie we open.
mm. So, and I haven't looked at it in a while. Basically, an atom bomb then is like you consider it like a lighter, to light a thermonuclear
play
weapon.
this game, Daddy.
You use it as an implosion device to fuse
I
hydrogen.
wanna play this game, Daddy.
Okay. Centipede. Oh, gross. Okay, go to play it.
Pizza gross.
Yeah. Are you in yet? Let's see.
Yes,
I'm trying. All right. So, and probably you get better information this off the Wikipedia page. The deal with a thermonuclear weapon is that you want to fuse heavy hydrogen, unstable hydrogen, and have a fusion energy release. Yeah. So you have an atom bomb to trigger a fusion, and the energy release of the fusion is then going to trigger. You have some jacketing fissionable material waiting there. So you let off this atom bomb suddenly, and you fuse hydrogen. You release, so you go to a fission, and that causes a fusion, and the fusion energy then being released causes another fission. So an H bomb is often called a hydrogen bomb or whatever. You fuse heavy hydrogen, so it's a fission, fusion, fission bomb, right? And it's currently the most powerful thing that we have. And like I said, the big ones that we have, if you put on a piece of paper a drawing of the mushroom cloud of one of these bombs, you need a magnifying glass to see the Hiroshima bomb, which we're talking about, right? So they're getting a bigger nuclear yield. But I have never done, and it could be done. Like E experimental, the ratio of E experimental, which is the bomb yield, divided by the theoretical, E theoretical, which is the E equals mc squared, how much theoretical energy is going to be there. And some physicists get on and they're like, don't even talk about that because everybody knows that you'll never be able to get, it doesn't make sense to talk about that because you can never hold it together long enough. When you talk about measuring the energy and it's 1.1 10,000th of the theoretical energy, yes, it is. It is, right? You mince words and say, well, you'll never get that, so it doesn't make sense to talk about it. It still makes sense to talk about it. I take exception to that.
Papa. Saving you.
Okay, wait a second. Your join button didn't appear. Hold on, let me try to reload it again. I was waiting for the join button here, so let me go here, view profile, see if your join button shows up by reload. Oh, I got a join button. Okay, I'm going to join you.
What the hell? I got
Requested experience is full. There's too many people in there for me to join you right now, so I'm going to keep. I'll wait until I can get in. Um, So finally, in this conversation, we got to we looked at fission bomb, the atom bomb, and then I did a brief discussion and explained that the atom bomb is what you use to light light up a thermonuclear weapon, right? So, in other words, you do that to fuse heavy hydrogen. That's what they call it, a hydrogen bomb. And when you do that, the amount of energy released helps you create another fission, and then you get more out, right? And so that's why these weapons are so incredibly devastating. As you can see, you're only getting out of the energy that's there 1.1 or 1/10,000th of 1% of the nuclear energy that's bound up in a 60 kilo. It's 120 pounds, a little more than 120 pounds. Absolutely incredible. um, but why do we talk about this? Well, the United States is a big nuclear waste dump, and nuclear fuel and waste materials piling up all over the place.
play.
Okay. Okay.
Someone's holding my body.
I was instantly killed as soon as I enter. Centipede burps as it finishes dinner. Oh my god. I don't see myself.
Two caterpillars running.
Choose scream. I'm gonna choose.
Play.
I'm gonna.
Two caterpillars. No, 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 no. Two caterpillars is so cool.
Alright. Alright, so this is the first time I saw her playing Centipede yesterday. Yeah, I wish, everybody's sleeping and then the centipedes come. Am I in here? Where am I? Oh, yeah, I'm laying on the bed. Just chilling. How come I'm frozen? I can't move. Oh, wait. And then I died? Oh, is this centipede? Am I a centipede? Am I crawling around? What am I doing? 1 hour later.
I hope he doesn't get me. Dad,
Yeah.
you want to grab my body?
Footsteps?
What's it? It's me. What is it? I fell down. Evan, that's you.
Alright, so, let's see. I gotta hit E, is that what, alright. So, you're the centipede? Is that what happened?
No,
Where are you?
it was chainsaw.
Okay. What am I doing down here? Oh, God. I don't want to get caught by the centipede. Help. But I guess I can just chill. The centipede is hungry.
I'm gonna follow this guy.
Oh, wait a second. I thought he went around the corner there. Should I chase him? No. I'll just...
Help me!
where are you?
I'm chased by the chainsaw.
What is this thing? I don't know what this is. I guess I'll just jump on this. I could have watched out his... I'm sorry.
Hold my body!
Wait, let's see. Help.
Someone hold my body!
Okay, I'm trying to find you. Is this key something I can use?
You!
E. Okay, I've got a green key. Let's see. Okay. Go in here. What is this? Help. Okay. So, yeah, you know what? So your basic problem was you don't get much nuclear energy out of the weapon, right? So they looked for ways to get more out, and you know the first thing they did is you get a little bit of it out with uranium, right? And then they looked at all the isotopes of uranium, and the I always forget what was it. Protons in the nucleus define the element,
Now you're holding my body.
and neutrons. I forget. I'm sorry.
Now you're holding my body.
And she's
My
okay.
body spawned.
Okay, good. Okay, what should I do now? Okay, the centipede just ate me. Sorry.
Eating your blood. You fell down.
Kiddo, what your dad has died.
Now someone else's.
Ooh,
They're
yeah.
holding two bodies. They're holding me and you, Dad.
And this is a centipede with a chainsaw for a head. That's convenient. Okay, I don't know if I'm doing it wrong. Please don't get upset with me. All right.
Let's kill this centipede.
How do you kill him?
It goes, yeah.
With a saw? This is gross.
Let's kill him with a saw.
Yeah. All right.
Put his head for a saw out and kill him.
Yeah. Okay. Oh, help! The centipede is going after him. Help. What was that? I can't say.
Someone else is holding our bodies.
All right.
Oh my chainsaw! Oh, look at that guy.
Wow.
Oh, I think
See, she's on hers, and she can see a different shot. And her footage right now is better than mine. I don't know why I have a different. Well, I don't know. I guess we're
my
part.
footage is so
When the centipede eats you, I guess you become part of the centipede.
I'm so good
And
at
whatever
these
part
kind of hobbies.
you get a different camera view according to what part of the centipede you are. But back to this the problem in the United States is like you know, first they were like, well, let's refine first we got uranium, and like, well, we could, you know, you could slam uranium together, but you're only getting, if you know, you're only, you know, naturally people are like, can we even get 1%? And because it sounds so small, but I mean that's typical average, you know, general or something. It's like, we're only getting 1%. No, we need to get 100%. No, you don't. You don't want that. But that's what they were working on. Yeah, that's what they asked for. You know, the other guys are getting a paycheck. Once the rockets goes up, who cares where they come down? That's not my department, says Werner von Braun.
Look.
Yeah.
Hubby, look. Hubby,
And these people are messed up. These Nazi scientists and stuff.
Look how Peter's ground. He was down for a second. Let's see that and let's see that.
I had a weird thing happen, man. I went on Facebook and I posted a comment about Lockheed Martin, and I can't find it anymore. It didn't say you shouldn't have said that, but it just went away. I can't find it anywhere. It's like, how did that happen? Could have sworn I posted it, and then when I look for the content again, I need to go find that.
One, my sister won.
So run. How can you make her run? Are you helping her or something? Should you be paying attention? Here, eat your oatmeal. Good. All right, we're doing really good. You're going to get the most delicious piece of the best dark chocolate I have if you eat all your oatmeal. I've got a wonderful piece of very delicious dark chocolate. with your name on it. It says Kutawojo right across the top of it.
One.
It says Kutawojo ate all her oatmeal.
One. I said one.
What am I supposed to do? I can't do anything. I'm pressing the thing.
I just.
Oh, you're talking to him. She's looking at her screen and telling the last survivor or whatever. Or I don't know if he's the last survivor. I guess.
He's the last survivor. He was the last survivor.
So they found out early on that
Oh no! Oh no! Oh no! Oh yes.
the most easily splittable nucleus of uranium is the 235 isotope. So what they want, you have a lot of what's called depleted uranium, and I'd like just segue a little bit about this. Depleted uranium is uranium. It's uranium, and there's a lot of it, and yeah. But it's like maybe you could only get 100,000th of if you took a huge if you took huge pieces of depleted uranium. First, you take big, massive pieces of them to get a supercriticality assembly, right? So you're gonna make a big, giant receiver, and then make a big, giant slug out of depleted uranium, and slam them together with high explosives surrounded by massive amounts of concrete. And this is what they like to call a dirty bomb. Can somebody show me a clean nuclear weapon? They're all nasty. Extremely undesirable, poisonous, toxic, chemical toxicity, as well as damaging radioactivity, ionizing radiation, in addition to chemical toxicity. Now, early in my conversation, I only mentioned the alpha nuclei, the helium nuclei, as a decay, a result of decay, a high velocity helium nuclei. Depleted uranium puts out a lot of those. But you also can get what's called electron streams, and that's called beta radiation. And then when a nucleus decays or whatever, the residual energy is a wave, characterized as wave energy, which is called gamma radiation, which is waves. And it's a very penetrating form of radiation. The particles won't penetrate stuff. A helium nuclei is so large it can't penetrate the surface of your skin. So to be harmed by it, you need to get it inside your body, right? So you need to breathe it in. A good way to get uranium in to your body, and this is for the Gulf veterans and veterans that are very sick and suffering or whatever. Good way to get uranium into your body is to, burn it in projectiles or whatever, because it burns and explodes or whatever like that, and get it into aerosol form. So you explode uranium just like you could explode lead or something like that, or burn it to where it's carried into the air as an aerosol, and you breathe it into your lung. Now, the uranium, depleted uranium, like if it's outside your body, it can't really the alpha particles can't really penetrate your skin. But if you breathe it into your lungs, right, then it's just there, bombarding the lung tissue with these high velocity particles, and it causes damage. It's visible on a microscope. Take the lung tissue that's under alpha bombardment, and you can see the particles tearing through the tissue. Makes you sick.
That's funny. Two caterpillars. That's funny.
But see, and all the times they made these nuclear weapons with U-235, right, they were separating and putting aside just conventional U-238. It's like, if we only get 100,000th of 1%, we're not really interested in that. And so we can't. The weapon would be so heavy that it's not feasible to deliver it to the enemy. Yeah, but somebody could, do it, and that's what they call a dirty bomb. It's not really complicated. You just take big pieces of uranium, slam them together, and hold them together for a brief instant of time with a high explosive, and then you get, some little tiny percentage of the nuclear energy comes out, and then a whole city gets leveled.
You see footsteps. You see footsteps. You see footsteps. You're screaming like, ah!
Okay, what? Okay. Am I supposed to run? Okay. Alright, so.
I want to be with you.
Okay, but okay. I want to be with you too. You protect me with your anti-centipede expertise. Is there any defense against these things? A weapon or any way to escape? How do we do this? I don't know how to play this game. Okay, don't leave me. Help. Okay. All right. So you got, I've been on these Roblox streams. I've been, I just went over on my last Roblox stream. I went over the Hanford Nuclear Reservation Wikipedia article, and I have the Savannah, the one that's really close to us. And basically, what you're doing is metallurgy. You have these heavy metals, and you you do these horrible chemical processes of various types to separate the one that you can get a bigger explosion out of. Right?
I can't tell.
Now they found when they made nuclear reactors, and they assembled nuclear fuel slugs or whatever, and made nuclear reactors, that they produced an element which is known as plutonium, and they found that it was fissile. Oh, you left me, and I was killed. Oh, oh no.
I'm holding your body now.
Okay, thank you. I appreciate that.
Where's
Um,
the doctor at? Doctor, help me. Thank you. You're welcome.
So, just to look at chemical reprocessing, say you make nuclear fuel rods, and you don't want the radioactive stuff in contact directly with the water that you use. A nuclear power plant just boils water, and that's all it does. And the pressure is used to drive the water. Boiling water is used to, the pressure is used to the ideal gas law, right? PV equals nRT. Pressure times volume equals the number of moles of gas, and times the ideal gas constant times the temperature, right? So you can raise temperature, right, using ideal gas law or whatever. So you put these nuclear fuel rods together, and generally, it's my understanding, currently, I've read this before, but you make these tubes out of something where the radioactive material is not in direct contact with the water. If it ruptures, it's going to contaminate. It's going to.
You can't do anything.
It's all right. It's all right. If it ruptures, it's going to contaminate the water. So you can see it's kind of a nasty process, right? So you run a nuclear reactor with these rods or whatever, and you control this sustained criticality, right? So in the case of a bomb, it runs off. The idea of a nuclear reactor is to very carefully prevent it from exploding. So fundamentally, it's very easy for a reactor to explode. People say, no, it's not, because we're scientists. Well, Chernobyl exploded pretty easily. And I saw a physicist explaining how it happened. It's like, well, they made a mistake. And I'm like, well, there you go. And he explained, oh, well, now we know what they did wrong. Well, it still exploded. It still can explode. And then Fukushima blew up, right? And these scientists are like, well, we need nuclear power for it's not clean. There's fossil emissions at all stages of nuclear mining, transport, uranium mining, open pit mines. All that stuff is, you've got gas trucks, and all the industry that's involved in it is fossil emission. And then the chemical processes, you have to produce, presumably, like for reprocessing to separate plutonium, you got tremendous amounts of chemically toxic radioactive waste that you're producing that you have to handle. And in all, say you got to move nuclear waste. Well, what are you going to do? Blow it away with a hippopotamus farts? No, you've got to load it on trucks and carry it somewhere. And you're going to do that without gasoline? There's emissions all over the place. It's a lie to say that it's clean energy. It's absolutely filthy and dangerous. And plutonium, for example, is the most cancer-causing, the most carcinogenic substance known to man. And we're producing it and chemically separating it on a huge scale, and all the handling of it requires fossil emissions, right? All the handling of it. And they're like, it's comparatively, I haven't seen, I'm not convinced. I saw a guy, 10 years ago say, well, yeah, you can do this kind of calculation of the carbon debt because we've got rebar, we've got a lot of carbon emissions when we build a nuclear reactor. You got all this rebar, steel, metallurgy that we're doing, and all the concrete. Go and search YouTube and see if you don't think fossil emissions, carbon releases don't take place in the production of massive amounts of concrete, which are required for nuclear reactors as well. So it's a lie. It's phony. And I'm not convinced of the calculation. It was too simple a calculation for me when a scientist who I respect, and I'm not going to dox him because he's made such many great contributions, but he made a very simple calculation and talked about the carbon debt, like how much, and it still said, well, compared to coal, it's favorable. But I don't think it's accurate in the sense that you don't deal with the long-term cost of waste handling, which all involves fossil emissions. You're gonna move this nuclear waste. You're gonna build all these steel containers for it, and you're gonna do ceramic vitrification of it. All that involves ceramics, fossil emissions, buddy. Right? Fundamentally, you're burning stuff all over the place with nuclear power and nuclear weapons. Okay, but in the last 2 days what I was doing in terms of the audio stream was looking at the Hanford Nuclear Reservation, which was our big nuclear weapons facility up in Washington, Columbia River. And I think I said my sister worked there on the stream. That's wrong. It's my understanding my sister worked at the Savannah River site, which is in Augusta, which is the closest one to me physically, and is a plutonium reprocessing facility that's part of the operation. But this article that we're looking at and reading on the audiobook is that's what it's dealing with is you guys that are kids now. Basically, as you get older, it's going to be like there's going to be forbidden zones, like huge areas of land that eventually would just have to be closed off and abandoned, or otherwise they're going to have to be remediated at the cost of billions and billions of dollars, right? Which lowers the value of, when you create a situation that's not hospitable to human life, it's costly. Costly to what? Costly to the continued existence of human beings, right? And it's a bigger and bigger burden in the United States. As the guy, what is the Chinese guy that did Alibaba or whatever? He was like, the United States has squandered the great wealth that it had on wars. So this is the problem as kids that you're going to face, because all the people that have.
Take you off.
Okay, what do you want me to do? Well, dear, it's not separatable. It's not a sticker. It's a single sheet. That's why you can't split it apart. You want to draw on it? Wow, look at this. Folks, look at what my daughter did. This is amazing. She accidentally bumped her crayons off the table on the floor, and by herself, and I didn't have to tell her. I said, don't worry, Daddy will pick them up later. But she got down there herself and she picked them up. Let me get a big hug. Oh, God. You're really.
Books.
She's got so much.
Play.
So much potential here. Um, so my daughter, she doesn't know it yet, but Georgia is because Georgia has not been wisely developed. Most of Georgia is still in poverty. You know, the powers that be in the state have not adopted policies conducive to the development, like the early United States was developed by subsistence agriculture.
Jason, what?
There hasn't been a great, once agribusiness took over
I
the
want
whole United States, they're not interested in developing wealth. Uh, m-
Oh no! Oh no!
massive
Oh
agricultural
no,
companies
Dad, you can't.
are interested
Oh
in
no!
maintaining their
Oh
dominance,
no!
right? They're not interested in impoverished areas
Oh no, Dad! You got
developing
captured.
for the sake of the people, right? That's
You got
not as a okay. Footsteps. That's why Georgia is still largely a very. If you go out into rural
It's
Georgia,
you. It's you, Dad.
it's.
It's you, Dad.
Oh, I am the centipede. Okay, this is a new thing.
Please don't kill me.
Okay,
Please don't kill me. You're my biggest fan.
okay,
You're my friend.
okay. So now I have to run the centipede. Okay,
And
so it's telling me.
please don't kill me.
Okay, yeah, that's what I always say. Why not? Oh, I have to hit F for wall stick. Okay.
Now you're on the roof.
I don't know where I am. The centipede is hungry. Okay.
Please don't kill me, Daddy.
Okay. Okay.
Kill me, Daddy.
I'm running away from you. Don't come close to me, because once you bump into me, I think it's all over. Right. So I don't want to kill my own child as a hideous centipede. Okay, go away. All right. This is what you get when you play with your friends, right? You get hideous centipedes that avoid you and chase the other people. Okay, there she is. Okay,
Don't
I'm
chase me.
okay. I'm not gonna chase you. I'm gonna go the other way. Okay, here's somebody. Uh,
Kill him. Kill him. Kill him, Daddy.
uh,
Kill him. Kill him.
that's so mean. Don't say that.
Don't kill me.
Okay.
Kill
Don't.
other people.
Oh, God. This is where your kids are, folks. So, yeah, it's not nice to kill.
Kill me, Dad.
I'm not gonna kill you. I'm gonna try not to. Don't run around and bump into me, because if you bump into the centipede, you won't be.
Get away. Shoot. Shoot. Get the skill off of me.
I'm trying to give the kids a chance to escape.
Mean to it.
This is sort of, I guess, like the tag sort of theme.
Don't
Play,
kill me.
playing tag.
Kill me in the bathroom.
I want.
Don't
I
kill me
want.
with
I don't want to
physical
kill anybody. Actually, I don't really feel like doing that. I'm trying to save people, not kill them. But yeah.
Don't kill me, Daddy.
It's
I'm
a-
waiting for you to go upstairs.
It's a big.
I'm waiting. Don't kill me. I'm waiting for you.
Okay. Well, I'm trying not to kill you, so stay away from me. Let's see here.
I don't want to make
Come
noise.
ride the little train that is rolling down the track to the copyright violation. Just sing a little song and you'll find it right along. It's a copyright violation. Lots of lawyers, you bet, gonna make you break a sweat with the copyright violation. Up. This guy ran right into me. I was trying not to kill people, and this guy runs into me.
Please don't kill me.
Well, I'm trying not to, but don't run around the corner and run into me, and I won't be able to do nothing. Oh, hey. Hey, dear, you want to meet the centipede?
No.
I guess. Let's see.
I placed the board down.
This is a long ordeal. So, okay. Say you got some nuclear fuel rods, right? They're tubes, right? And they have to, the nuclear material goes in, the uranium goes in, or the refined uranium isotope goes in as slugs. I guess they call them slugs because they're like bullets of uranium. And they go into this copper alloy tube to seal them off from the water
Daddy.
that you're boiling. Right, so then
Dad, I'm waiting for you
Up.
to go upstairs.
Okay, I'm going upstairs. Oh,
Wrong way, wrong way. Go,
Uh,
go to the other staircase. The other one, other one. Go to the other staircase.
this one?
Yeah, the front.
Go to the other staircase, the front staircase. Okay. Okay, I don't want to accidentally bump into my daughter as a hideous centipede. And I get nauseous. Am I in the right place?
Yes.
Oh, she's actually sneaking up behind me. I don't know what her plan is.
I'm trying to put the toys into the right place.
Okay, alright. She's trying to put the thingamajigger in the whatchamabomb or whatever. I'm having collision mesh. I'm stuck.
Let me help you.
Okay, so you take control of the centipede, and that way, if you run over yourself, I can see on her screen. I can see the centipede's like behind her back. I'm coming out. Be careful. I'm gonna touch you. Look out. All right. So, what happens? You start out with nuclear fuel that you can get it's sort of refined, right? So you can get a reaction from it. But when you get you assemble these rods together, there's what's called a neutron field because you've got all these unstable nuclei are spitting out these neutrons, right? And you chain react them with the other ones, and they heat up. You don't want it to get too hot, or it'll explode like Chernobyl or 3 Mile Island. 3 Mile was a melt, right? And Chernobyl was an explosion and a melt, and Fukushima was an explosion and a melt. Up. I didn't do nothing.
Get me out. See?
Okay, I'm probably gonna have to end this stream. I didn't do anything, dear. You bumped into me. I'm sorry. Well, dear, I didn't do anything, right? I didn't do anything. You got to practice, right? I'm sorry. This is interesting. That's what it is. Okay, can we have a big hug and try again? Okay, I'm sorry. That's just yeah. You know, you don't. I'm a battered daddy. I'm getting beat up. She's beating me up. Help. Yeah. Let's play another game that's fun and happy, not this horrible centipede game. I don't like it. Okay. Well, we'll play it if you want to. I'm not gonna. She was watching this other kids play this stuff for about 2 years. So, who am I to say now we're gonna do something differently? So I'm just trying my best to engage her, and have fun. Okay, let's not spill oatmeal. That would be a big. Okay, you want to leave or you want to play again? Okay, we can leave. I don't want to play this. I just was trying to play it. I was just trying to play it to have fun with you. and get some work done. Okay, let's not play Centipede anymore. I don't like that. Okay, uh, can we play a fun? Can we play Brookhaven?
Yes, yes, yes,
Oh, yeah. Okay.
yes, yes, yes.
Okay, so let's play Brookhaven instead and drive around and go to school and have art class and something that's more.
And Papa wins.
Okay, you might get a paper cut on your daddy's eyeball if you wave paper in somebody's face. It can cut their eyeball. Happened to me before, a couple times. I had 3 corneal abrasion injuries,
We survived.
and I just realized that one of them was a paper cut,
We revised the left.
and another one was a branch in my eye.
We revised the left.
3 revives.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. All right, so back to a nuclear reactor. You know, you put these tubes all together and you generate some heat, you know. But eventually you get what's called spent fuel, which is like all these nuclei are decaying and interacting with each other and producing what's called fission products, right? Which are other unstable elements with some decay chain.
Anywhere.
So when the fuel is spent, it's highly radioactive. It's got a lot of fission products that have different half-lives. Half-life, the shorter it is, the faster the decay is, the more intense the radiation is that's coming out of it. So spent fuel has extreme radiation coming out of it. Now, the thing about it is this process produces plutonium. I'm not going to go into the details of that because I can't even remember. I've learned it before, but haven't worked on this in a long time. But I'm trying to get back into it for the sake of the future of human civilization, because yeah, a lot of people are saying if we don't do something now, there's not going to be a world, right? And this is part of the reason why. All right, so when you have spent nuclear fuel, inside the fuel there's an element that's been produced known as plutonium, which is the most fissile, which means, well, it's not the most I don't know. What is the most fissile? It's fissile as opposed to fissionable, right? Fissile means plutonium is more easy to get the nuclear energy out of it. It can spontaneously catch on fire, right? So there's a lot of interest. We can make a nuclear weapon at the outset. If we make a nuclear weapon out of plutonium, that would be better. We get a better yield, right? So the Fat Man, I think, is the first implosion bomb that used plutonium. I'm pretty sure. U-235, an isotope of uranium was used in the other weapon, but the plutonium had to be extracted from spent nuclear fuel, right? Okay, well, picture this: you've got rods with these slugs inside them, right? These sealed metal alloy rods, and you want to separate the plutonium. Okay, I'm in the bus. Oh, this is awesome. I am ready. Are you going to drive? Who's going to drive it? Come on, somebody's got to get on the driver's seat and drive us around and stuff. Oh, we're going to do it again? I want to drive. I want you to drive me so I can have the meditative say. Oh, look how lovely my daughter is. She's so stylish in her fashion repertoire of things. Ah! Hey, this chick just picked me up. Hey!
No.
Don't let me get carried off with this floozy. What do I do? Hey. I'm married. I hope you know.
Stop.
So you can't, that's the ultimate play. You say, oh, I'm married, so then the girls really chase you. You'd be surprised. All right.
Dad, put it next to mine. Put your house next to mine.
Okay, I'm trying to. Oh, what's that? I'm across the street from you. Hold on. Let me look over here and see where you are. Okay. Okay, so I'm supposed to go over here to put my house next to your house, right? Okay. All right. So say you got these fuel rods. You understand uranium, right? You make like bullets out of uranium and put them in a long tube, right? And then you assemble them together, and they chain
Mine is
react.
a rocket ship.
How come mine doesn't work? Oh, I've got to click there. Hold on, I'm gonna do it. And can I have a rocket ship too?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. All right. Cool. This is like what I would really like to happen is have all these nuclear missile silo sites or whatever turn into cool residential things. Yeah. Oh, check out my cool house. It's really big. It's okay. The warhead, so has had the detonator removed from it. Uh, but yeah, can you imagine?
My rocket
So
ship
when
is pink.
when Nigeria gets its
My rocket ship
ICBM,
is pink.
and their world surveillance system going, the Nigerian
My
government would
rocket
be
ship
like,
is
"This is a
pink.
nuclear weapon that's threatening Nigeria," and
My
it's
rocket
really your
ship
house.
is pink now. You
Yeah.
can
Okay.
change color or put a segment.
Okay, you can set mine up just like you want it. Okay, go for it. Do I? Oh yeah, you can paint your missile. Um,
Love me.
all right, I'm trying to get past this thing of nuclear fuel, right? But yeah, the inside the what was uranium slugs, refined uranium slugs inside the tubes is now transformed into all these fission products, and they're really really awful. But they're jacketed, they're sealed inside this casing, a long tube, which prevents the radioactivity from direct contact with the water that's in the circulation system of the steam turbines or whatever. And you need to get the plutonium out of the stuff on the inside. It's horrible. What are you gonna do? Well, this is one of the things they do at Savannah River, is you dissolve it in acid. Can you imagine how much acid you need, right? So you've got industrial
Why did lava
production
is coming?
chemistry.
Why did lava is coming, Daddy?
Okay, what do I do?
Go to higher ground.
Let me see. I have to find the stairs.
But it's there. Yeah, look.
Okay, I see them over there. Okay, let me go upstairs. This is my goal, to go upstairs all the way, as high as I can go. All right, so yeah, they wanted to get plutonium out.
Dad, let's go to next floor.
You push okay, so is the elevator going to go up? Is it going up? Did it go up?
Yeah.
Okay, so now
Let's
we're
go
higher.
up the ladder.
Okay, gotta go up the ladder. The lava is rising. Okay. Wow, this looks like the top, isn't it? Yeah.
Let's go in.
Go in where? I'm here.
I'm here.
Can you
I'm right here.
can you help me? Folks, yeah, please, dear. Yeah, you're supposed to. No, stop. That's me. Don't say it. Don't say you're gonna kill me. Dear, you see where I am? Do you know how to help me? You told me to come up here, and I don't know where to go. Sorry, folks. Here, Mickey, you take control of my character.
No, you. I might be. You never talk to me.
Mm.
You never talk to me. You
sorry. She's in a different location, and I can't see how to get to it. Let's see. Let's see. Oh, wait. Okay. With you holding me like that, I can't get to you. You told me to go up here, right? And that's not a question of okay. Boom. See, this is dear. Why are you doing this? Huh. Would you like a piece of chocolate?
But I want a bowl.
You gotta calm down
But
first.
I want only bowl of Oreos.
Oh, you want a bowl? I'm sorry, we're out of Oreos. Here she's gonna get mad because we don't have the Oreo crumbs. We ate them all.
Daddy, you ate them out. I will kill you.
I did not eat them, dear. You ate them. Oreos are very nasty. God.
Did you put them in the garbage?
No, I did not put them in the garbage. You ate them. I gave you the last bowl of Oreo crumbs. I have a lot of chocolate here. Very delicious chocolate if you like some. My goodness. So okay, I should probably get off the stream and go hug my daughter and stuff like that. But okay, I want to briefly say that the plutonium separation that was being done at Savannah River involved dissolving these spent fuel rods in acid, and all that waste remains to this day, right? Do you think there's no, when you build a huge series of steel double-shelled tanks or whatever, you think there's no coal or fossil emissions that are involved in that? Russians are doing, they're trying to recover from the economic damage of the nuclear arms race precipitated by United States aggression by integrating plutonium into their fuel economy, which is essentially integrating weapons production with power generation, right? And they're doing it with these BNR fast flux reactors. If those explode, which they can, if those happen to explode one day, a lot of people around the world are going to get cancer from that. It's most carcinogenic. Thus, plutonium-breed reactors have the most cancerous stuff known to man. It's a big disaster. We don't want that. But we haven't had much say in it, and generally, our mass media is like, well, it's the liberals are doing this, and the conservatives are doing that, and it's just some bullshit that's like it's a diversion from the issues that face us. The major issue of the United States is, the foundation of the United States is this: kill everybody and steal everything, right? So the way that the United States operates and earns money largely has been to, on a massive scale, go around the world and destroy everything and kill everybody. How long do you think we're going to be able to keep doing that? Young people need to know that, there's a Savannah River plutonium separation facility with a massive amount of liquid, chemically toxic, huge territory and aquifer that are all going to be contaminated for centuries, even millions of years, with the waste of this stupidity of this country, of the policy that we have of destroy everybody and kill everything. The nuclear weapons complex and nuclear power is a manifestation of that tendency, right? And that's, young people need to be aware of it and stop it. Oh, hey, I've got to go. I'm glad that you stopped in. Shalom. Yeah, I'm for nuclear cleanup and stuff. I think we're going to have nuclear weapons, but we want to reduce we wanna reduce the impact of it and stop making more of them. We got plenty of separated stuff. We should not be separating more material for nuclear weapons. I mean, as I said earlier, you can get a supercriticality from depleted uranium. People hear depleted uranium, they're like, that's not uranium. It's uranium. It's an isotope of uranium. You just don't get much of a nuclear yield out of it. The U-235, like the Hiroshima bomb, got 1.1 times 10 to the minus 4 a percentage of the theoretical amount of energy in the equation E equals mc squared. Very low, But does anybody want that? Can anything exist anymore if we release that kind of energy? I don't want it. But yeah, we need some changes. Um, uh, and the kids are going to have to do it. I'm getting older now. I want to start like a revolutionary school here where we do a Tolstoy farm like they did in South Africa. Look it up if and do a massive online school. But I do need to get off because my daughter, I didn't know how to get to the missile silo rocket entry point, and she had a meltdown. And yeah, she got really frustrated. I need to go calm her down. So I'm going to try to get back on the stream. But thanks for tuning in. And I haven't been sent. I haven't been on Mech Arena. I'm supposed to do a 4-hour Mech Arena. That's my practice session, and I've done that for the day. So I didn't see it. The coin I was supposed to get for the referral link,